This is for those of you who are looking for an OEM style top with a couple of additional features and a couple fewer features than a true OEM Jeep top. Today we're going to talk through the installation of this top, which is a very simple 1 out of 3 wrench install. The first time you install this, there's a little bit of assembly to do, so it might take you around an hour, but every time after that will be much quicker, and we'll talk more about that installation in just a second. Now, the factory top comes with clear windows, it comes with a rear wiper, rear washer, and rear defrost, but it doesn't come with any sort of headliner. The factory top also comes with a freedom panel feature, which makes them a 3-piece top, so that you can take the front section off above the driver and or the passenger. This top here, while it's going to look very similar to an OEM top, this is going to come with tinted windows. It is going to come with a headliner built into the entire top, and this is going to be a 2-piece top, so you still have the ability to take off the top above the driver and the front seat passenger, giving them that open air experience. However, this isn't going to be a 3-piece top, so it's a little bit more difficult to take apart. What you are going to lose with a top like this one is the rear wiper, washer, and defroster. As far as construction goes, DV8 Off-Road makes a pretty high quality top. However, this is not going to be just like an OEM top. This is made of a hand-laid honeycomb fiberglass material, which is designed to make it both strong and light. As I said before, this is going to come with tinted windows and with a carpet interior headliner, which is a feature I really like. One of my least favorite parts about a factory top is the fact that it's white on the inside, and this isn't going to have that. However, I do like the fact that an OEM top is a 3-piece top, making it a little bit easier to take apart or to take advantage of that Sunrider feature, and that factory top is going to have a rear wiper where this one isn't. So there is definitely a trade-off with purchasing an aftermarket top like this versus purchasing an OEM top. Now, in some areas, the cost or the availability of an OEM top just makes it not feasible for a lot of people, and that's where this top is going to come in. In my personal opinion, I like the fit, the finish of an OEM top, and if I could get one for roughly the same cost as this, I'd probably pick OEM. As I mentioned before, the install of this top is going to be a very simple 1 out of 3 wrench installation. Any top that you put on your Jeep, either OE or aftermarket, is going to install and uninstall very easily, and you can get this installed in about an hour the first time and significantly less all the times after that. Now, with this being a big, heavy hardtop, even though it is a 2-piece top, it'll definitely make sense to have at least one extra set of hands around when you want to install this. Now, the first step in the installation process is just to remove whatever top you currently have on the Jeep. You'll have to get that out of the way first. Then you'll remove the factory footman loops from the top of the windshield frame and install the footman loops that come in this kit. The next step is going to be actually lifting the rear section of the top onto the Jeep and bolting it down. Now, DV8 does give you a torquing pattern for those bolts to make sure you get everything tightened down in the right order so everything seats properly. Then you can attach the targa top, making the adjustments to the latches to make sure that it's nice and watertight. The next step is going to be installing a couple of pieces of weather stripping onto your doors, and finally installing the rear glass onto your top. As I said before, once you have those footman loops in place and the rear glass installed, getting this top on and off is going to be much quicker the next time around. All you're going to need for this installation are some hand tools and, of course, a set of Torx blades. This top is going to run you right around $2,500, and I don't think that's a bad price for what you're getting. As I said before, I personally prefer the fit and finish of a factory top, but if there aren't a lot of them in your area, if the price is just really high, then this is certainly going to be a nice option for you. This top is also going to come out of the box with a headliner installed where the factory top doesn't have that. So if that's something you're looking for, again, it makes this that much more of a good option. So that's my review of the DV8 Off-Road Ranger hardtop fitting your 2-door 2007 and up JK that you can find right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.